Hey friends, welcome back to Vince and Gigi's Super Channel G. I am absolutely excited to talk about Spider-Man Far From Home. We've already seen the movie. There are spoilers, so pause right now and come back after you've seen the movie if you have not already seen it. Or anyway, spoiler alert, just in case you proceed forward and watch the rest of this, just letting you know, we're going to talk about what happens in the movie. So stop right now and come back after you've seen it if you do not want to find out what happens in Spider-Man Far From Home. So anyway, here we go. We're going to show you some great options to pose your figures so that you can have battle scenes like this, where it's the Battle of Molten Man with Mysterio, of course, Molten Man, the Elemental, and Night Monkey. So I'm super excited about this. Can't wait to get started. And you know what? We're gonna do several different pose options that you can do to display your figures. This is definitely one of them, and I'm sure you're just excited as we are. So let's check a couple of others out, and then we'll get into our review of Night Monkey. And guys, if you have not already subscribed to our channel, please subscribe below, hit the notification bell next to it so you can get notified every time we have a new video come out. Talk to us in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And so guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started and take a closer look at this Night Monkey from Spider-Man Far From Home. Right now.
It's so nice to meet you, Gigi.
Super Channel G.
Vince and Gigi, Super Channel G.
Vince and Gigi from Super Channel G.
Vince and Gigi from Super Channel G. I will see you on the TV.
Congratulations on all your success.
Super Channel G.
Alright friends, welcome back to Vince and Gigi's Super Channel G. Now we haven't done a review of this figure just recently. I'm gonna try and post it here if I can do it in time. Bing! And click on that link right there, and you'll be able to go to the review we did before the movie came out, when we knew nothing about the movie and we're speculating what this suit might be. But I'm super excited. We're gonna get this open. It's gonna be a traditional review of the figure that we do, except we'll be able to talk a little bit more about what happened in the movie, and we're gonna do all these great action poses with the other figures that were in that scene. So again, this is from Spider-Man Far From Home, figure by Hasbro. This is Marvel Legends, our absolute, just, we love these, don't we? And so build a figure for Molten Man. That's outstanding. It comes with his left arm, I believe. Look at this beautiful packaging. This is the stealth suit. Loving the stealth suit. But now we know that the stealth suit is also known as Night Monkey. So I'm super excited. I can't say it enough. Night Monkey, because it's just so cool and fun to say. So here it is. Let's read the back. Look at this beautiful artwork. The suit was great. And say, Spider-Man Peter Parker gears up in an upgraded suit to take on new challenges and new enemies. Now that we've seen the movie, you've seen the movie, just to remind you, I wouldn't necessarily say this is an upgraded suit. As a matter of fact, I'd say it's just kind of like a quick travel stealth suit, exactly what it's called. So nothing about this stood out to me as upgraded, other than it was in the nighttime and he was wearing black so he could hide. It didn't even really discuss if these like goggle visors did anything special. Don't know if that's the computer or so on, but the suit looked amazing. He was able to do basically everything he needed to do. So it's just, you know, another suit in his arsenal, I'd say. Not necessarily an upgraded suit, but that's just my opinion. So here are the other figures in the set. Of course, Spider-Man, the upgraded suit. This was such an outstanding suit, right? When we saw the movie, because that one allowed him to glide. We were wondering what exactly happens there. Mysterio, of course. Spider-Man. This is the Night Monkey. And then these are from the comic books, now that we know. And then, of course, Molten Man, which turned out to be an illusion, unfortunately. Not completely an illusion. You know, obviously, the explosions and the destruction was really happening because of those drones. But he didn't really exist. And then, of course, this is the cartoon Hydro Man, because that was, you know, in the cartoons was actually a person. Here, of course, there's another illusion created by drones and tricks and holograms and stuff. Here's Doppelganger, Spider-Woman, and Marvel Scorpion. And, of course, they have a Build-A-Figure piece that correspond with what goes here. This is Molten Man's left arm. This is the big, melty, big, fat one. And let's get him out of here. Let's take a look. So, Night Monkey comes with Man, this is heavy. The left arm of Molten Man, and this beam right here that goes in his shoulder. A great way to, you know, put it right there and show how he's just collecting all this metal, because supposedly you're supposed to keep him away from all this metal so he doesn't just keep growing and growing and growing. So, which was a really cool concept and idea, obviously. And we didn't want him to get to the core of the earth and who knows what, or he'd draw power from the earth and so on. It was a pretty good little story that Mysterio and his team came up with to scare everyone. And it makes more sense now that why Nick Fury was not so suspicious and just fell right into the trap, because it wasn't Nick Fury. Blew my mind. So these are the hands that I really prefer for our Night Monkey, except I think these are supposed to be painted tan, you know, the flesh color. But nonetheless, because if you look, these are. I do like Spider-Man with the option to have fists, and then of course both the web casting hands. And then we have a swappable head, which it is a little fragile with this, because when you're putting it on, it's hard to put this head on and not grip it very well, and this could crack off. Now these are a little softer, but right here where it's attached is stiff. So there was one point where he lifted him up to talk, and that was really cool. But I don't know if I'd necessarily have this swappable head. I wish we could just put him up and down. That would be really cool. So it's just maybe like a hinge. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this back, keep it for safekeeping. Push it right back in there in the box, and look at this absolutely great Night Monkey. So the stealth suit looked really cool. It had all sorts of textures and stuff, and so it wasn't necessarily like glossy and smooth like this, but this is a pretty good representation of what that looked like. He's got this utility belt, which we didn't necessarily see any of that going on. We just saw him being Spider-Man with this suit, but it was super exciting. I love the fact that he was able to, you know, cast webs. It was just really outstanding. And so of course this was when they were in Europe. I forgot where, Prague, I don't know, but he was definitely wearing this suit at night there in Europe. So it was really cool. And let's see, get some action posing going on. The shoulders move nice and smooth. It moves above the bicep right here. We got double joints, so we can bring in the arm really close, so that's awesome. It was a little getting loose here from, I guess, all our action posing. The only downside is you can't get a straight arm, which we really want and need, because Spider-Man really shoots his arm out straight and it's kind of bent. And you know, while that still works for some situations, you don't want a bent arm of Spider-Man. You want it to be straight. So awesome that we have this butterfly joint, because that's outstanding. We can have him doing all sorts of great stuff, and we can bring his arms in closer, so that's really awesome. Look at that. So that looks great. The head, it's got some pretty good mobility. You can pose it. I wish it went a lot further back, but it does go really far forward. Turns, and it's a little restricted by this collar, so just keep that in mind. Look at that. And so I'm loving the way this looks. He moves right here at the waist. Now his ab crunch goes really far back, but doesn't go forward enough, for my opinion. This action figure is still outstanding despite that, but I wish it went that little further. We got some great double jointed bending at the knees. It moves in the high part of the thigh, and then the hips and come up to about a 90-degree angle, I would say. I wish they went higher, because we're used to a Spider-Man legs coming up to about here, so we could really get some great posing. So he doesn't have the full-fledged Spider-Man pose ability, but nonetheless he does have great ankle articulation and movement, and we can still get some really great poses out of it. So look at the great suit detail, belt, everything, and I'm just so super excited about this action figure. Super excited. Look at that. And you know what, this was a surprising little pose that we got here just by testing out the way he poses. And man, I accidentally came across this, and I wasn't intending to have him like with this great arms crossed deal right here, but I'm loving it. Look at that. That looks awesome. It's almost martial arts inspired. Almost, but not quite. Plus I know nothing about martial arts. But yeah, why don't we see what posing we can do with our other two figures, our Mysterio and our Molten Man. What do you say? Let's take a look. So guys, here's another It's simple. Now the thing about Molten Man is he can't be posed tons of different ways just because he's so off balance with a big arm and leg. But nonetheless, look, here's a great reaction pose for Night Monkey. Here's a great hovering pose for Mysterio, of course. And Mysterio we do have in a dynamic figure stand. So if you're asking, because I know I get this question often, you can still buy these stands at Target in the NECA section behind the movies, as opposed to in the action figure section. So should be a NECA section right along like where the TVs are. So nonetheless, here's this outstanding Far From Home Spider-Man, and of course, you remember this scene in the movie. They're trying to hide Peter Parker's identity, and because of that, they're like, no, this is the knockoff European version of Spider-Man, the Night Monkey, and so it's actually a hilarious scene. So anyway, as far as Molten Man, this is really how he balances himself. So you can lift it up, but then you're gonna have to find a different way to balance him. We'll try it right now. But great poses that you can have so you can show your action figures reacting. Let's try another one. Okay, and one last one we got going on here. This time we have Molten Man with his arms up. We're able to balance him more on this foot, and this one just kind of holding on tight to make sure we got an even balance. Got the arms up in the air, and yeah, I have the hand coming out so you can kind of melt his molten metal body up. We have Spider-Man kind of diving from another building right here to come after Molten Man. Of course, he didn't dive directly into him, but just showing a really cool action pose. And then we have Mysterio kind of taking him back and blasting him from far and kind of dodging right here. So I thought this would be a really cool scene to show. Look at that. And as Molten Man got bigger and bigger and bigger. So what an awesome scene we're creating here. You can definitely use all these ideas if you want to set up your own figures. Alright friends, so here is another awesome pose that I'm really digging. Here is Spider-Man, aka Night Monkey, creeping up toward Molten Man. And of course here's Mysterio, of course being cautious, but kind of being creeping behind Spider-Man also, so you can attack. Now obviously in the movie, Mysterio's wanting to be the primary hero always, but this is just a really cool scene how it looks. So I'm really digging the way this looks. It looks awesome, gives us lots of opportunity to pose them and close to each other so that you can get them in the same shot. So really excited about this. Look at that. All right, let's do one more. Okay guys, again, one last time, what a great suggestion to pose your figures coming out here. Of course, now we're using two dynamic action figure stands from NECA. Got both of them at Target, I believe, and they're in the back in the NECA section right by the TVs behind the movies. So guys, this was so much fun. Actually, I just realized he came off of his foot a little bit, so it's all balancing on this one big melted molten foot. So that's really outstanding. And this arm is so heavy that I'm glad we're able to balance it off there, because most of the time he has to have his arm down to balance on this flat part right here. So yeah, it looks absolutely amazing. So guys, if you have not already subscribed to our channel, please subscribe below. Hit the notification bell next to it so you get notified every time we have a new video come out. Talk to us in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And let us know where in the world you're watching from. So again guys, thanks again for watching Vince and Gigi's Super Channel G. Peace.